Welcome to Behind the Build with Stephanie Couch. Today I'm here in Winder, Georgia with Bob Magbee at Magbee Contractors Supply. We're about to take you behind the scenes to see all of the things that happen here at Magbee.
This is where the vast majority of our doors are made on these doors. You know, all your interiors, exteriors, and we actually pre-hang a ton of them.
All this machinery that's green is Kval, which
Correct.
is, I think, the best door machinery there is.
It is.
And
It
that's
takes a year to get one of those machines.
Yeah, and they're very expensive.
And they're very good.
But they have a lot of technology. So you're actually showing here what length on the cut on the trim, and then you're saying what.
And it sets it for you.
And then it's running it based off of that. He's mitering 1x4 right here, and he's doing it for each side. So he's got one hand on the other and one hand on this side. So this is a V-nailer. She's actually gonna put this casing together to nail it. This is called a V-nailer because of the shape here. She's taking two pieces. This machine is gonna V-nail it together, and then this is gonna be one side of that casing hoop. And then she's gonna take the other leg, which they've cut on their machine straight to size and by hand. And then they are going to V-nail this out of staples. So one thing about a door shop is there's like a million components, and you have to have a lot of different things to make one door unit. And a lot of people or machines have to touch it. It's a very labor intensive thing, even with technology. So like you've got, they call these Brickmold hoops, right?
Right.
So you've got trim here. This is interior set up for a unit to put on here already. So this saves a little bit when you actually make the unit.
These are all cut to length off a computer, and we just assemble them together, and then it also makes the application on the door unit quicker.
Well, in Georgia, we do something that a lot of places don't do, so we use something called split jambs. All right, so this is a split jamb. This is a head jamb. This is gonna come apart like this, and then in the field, you can take this apart so you can actually install this with casing on it, and then they're gonna nail this in. So this is already installed on these units you're seeing behind me, but this is how it works. These are not common in all areas. So we'll look on this right here, and this has actually got trim applied on both sides already because of the split jamb. So you take it apart in the field and install it. You don't see this very often in other places. This is the hoop of the trim.
Yep.
And they're gonna put it on one side and then flip it and do it on the other. You can make it a hoop already, but it's still very manual.
Yeah, it is, but it's a lot more accurate because they put the hoop down and they're not having to.
Right.
You know, it's to length, the header's to length.
Absolutely.
And the legs are to length, so it's just much quicker for them to put it on.
Yeah.
And more accurate.
All right, so this is the Kval machine. You're running singles and interior doubles on this, and then exterior singles on this. This machine will run 6.8 and 8.0. It's a 994X. This is basically like the Lamborghini of door machines, like the best thing you could buy.
This costs more than $1 million house.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of doors got to go through this to pay for this bad boy. So he's putting the leg jamb on one side of this interior. Again, this machine will do interiors and exteriors. Now applying the hinges and the screws. So the screws are coming from the hopper in the top. Now this door unit is going to have another jamb applied and a head jamb. This is an automatic nailer right here. These are going to automatically nail the casing and the head jambs. All right, so now we're putting the head jamb in. This is a split jamb. So this jamb actually has two pieces that go together, and in the field, they're going to take those two pieces apart to make it be able to be applied and installed with the casing. You have a heavy door, split jambs are never a good idea. If you have something like a hollow core commodity door, which is what we're looking at right now, these work really well. All right, so we're gonna run an exterior door. This is an exterior 2-panel door. The jambs on the exterior are different, so you can see as you're looking at this that it actually has weather stripping in it, and it is a one-piece jamb. So this is a 4 9/16 exterior jamb he's putting into there. The weather strip is already applied. Goes into a little groove called a kerf, and the weather stripping has a kerf on it, so it fits in there like a puzzle piece. Now it's routing for the exterior hinges. and it's applying the hinges. Now he's manually having to put in the screws with the machine and the hinges he's putting on there. This is going to roll down, and we're going to put the other jamb on the other side. This is going to actually turn this for us. So this is diverting this to the exterior line, which you can see here has got a bunch of stuff already made. These doors are actually cut out. So they are cut out for inserts where you're going to put a full view glass in this. And as you can see, these doors already have a double bore here, which is made for a deadbolt and a single lock. You're only really going to see that on exteriors. These are going to actually go into those doors over there that we just saw that were cut out for a full light. On a door insert, you actually have two pieces that go together, but they actually come apart when they're installed, and then the glass is inside. So this is a pretty common commodity full light glass, 22 by 64 for a 3.0 or a 2.8 door. So they're actually looking at the paperwork from the interior of the shop, telling them exactly what glass needs to go into this door, what type of sill, and what kind of jambs and casing are going to go on it. So he's going to take this apart like a sandwich. That's called the lip-like frame. Those are plastic, and they are molded in the factory, and then the glass is put in there. This part of the machine, if you did not have glass, it would just keep rolling past it. So he's lifting this up with a machine, so he doesn't have to do that manually. And then they're going to fit this glass insert right in that hole. And then they're going to put the lip-like frame on the side, and this is the interior of the glass. They're putting the screws in. The screws always go to the interior. Otherwise, somebody could just unscrew the glass and walk right in the house. Once these are installed and painted in the home, they're going to actually put some little plugs in there that will cover those screw holes. But they don't do that in the factory. Those are taped on the glass, and you do that after you install the door and paint it. These are the little things that I wish I knew before I started selling doors, like how this works, you know? Until you see it, you don't really know.
We're very vertically integrated as much as anybody in the industry, really.
Yeah.
You can't go any further than this.
But you do have to have volume. I mean, it doesn't make sense to put a door
Definitely
shop
on this
in.
piece of
Yeah, it's too expensive to start it, and machinery and the people. But you guys are doing a ton of volume.
Yeah.
The good part about it is that, like you said, you can do everything, so people can one-stop shop. They don't have to go different places to get custom.
Well, and if something's wrong, you're not going, well, we bought it from Fred. And,
Right.
you know, like we just go, if there's an issue, we can solve it, though, because we're putting them together.
Yeah, absolutely. So they're nailing in the head jamb here to the frame on the leg jamb. On a hinge jamb, so you're looking here, these are handed, just for somebody that may not know. This left side is a hinge jamb, and the right side is the strike jamb, and then you have a head jamb. Every door unit has that, even doubles. And then they're going to put a threshold or a sill on the bottom here. They're doing a little caulking here, make sure it's all filled up like it should be. So something that they do here that some people may or may not do is they actually have a sill cover or sill protector on this sill. So during construction, people are walking over this thing will get really scuffed up. That's just a little extra safety point there. And then they're putting that on there to be able to transport and slide that across a pallet without the bottom getting messed up. All right, so this table, he's gonna press a button with his foot, it's gonna lift up. That is keeping them from having all these injuries that can happen by doing the same thing a million times a year. That thing is done. Now he's gonna put casing on it. So this is actually what the threshold or the sill looks like without that sill cover on it. This one has a wood piece here. Some of them are composite here. This is a cap is what we call this, and they're adjustable. This one is mill. This is like more of a commodity sill that's really inexpensive. On every single exterior door unit, there's some type of threshold. All right, so now they're gonna put exterior brick mold on this. 180 brick mold is the most common exterior trim that there is, or casing, and they are applying that here. They've got a head jamb and 2 legs. As you can see, he's having to measure this. So those are made for 3.0 doors, and he's cutting it for a 2.8. Well, thank you for showing me Magbee Contractors Supply, and thank you for joining us on this episode of Behind the Build, and we'll see you next time.